Hello there, this is Razep Africa, where we give you all those very important stories across Africa, keeping you abreast with what's going on. And today, as always, we will start with the African news update. We begin in Nigeria, where the Air Force has launched an investigation into a deadly airstrike that reportedly killed dozens of civilians in Yobe State. Amnesty International says more than 100 people were killed, at least 35 others injured when military jets struck a market in Jili village during an operation targeting suspected Boko Haram fighters. The Air Force says the strike was based on intelligence indicating militants had gathered near the area and were planning attacks on nearby communities. Nigeria has battled the jihadist insurgency since 2009, with more than 40,000 people killed as authorities face mounting calls to ensure accountability while maintaining operations against extremist groups. Staying with the region, security concerns Sudan's conflict has entered its fourth year with the United Nations warning that civilians continue to face killings, displacement, and widespread sexual violence. The UN humanitarian coordinator in Sudan describes the crisis as following a grim pattern of repeated abuses, particularly in Darfur. Officials say mass killings have been reported around El Fasher, where about 6,000 people were killed within 3 days, according to verified information. The UN is urgently urging international action to halt the fighting and protect civilians as the humanitarian situation deteriorates further. Now from conflict to politics, Benin's presidential election has produced a landslide victory for Ramold Wadagni, who secured 95% of the votes according to provisional results. His main challenger conceded the outcome. Turnout was uneven, especially in urban centers, with overall participation at just under 59%. Wadagni's victory signals policy continuation through challenges remaining, including poverty, inequality, and raising jihadist threats in the country's north. And in Zambia and Zimbabwe have signed a memorandum of understanding for a major cross-border railway project linking Kafue and Lion's Den. The proposed 311 kilometers lane, valued at more than $2 billion, aimed to improve transport of minerals and enhance regional trade. Officials say the corridor could significantly shorten export routes to the port of Beira and reduce logistic costs. However, financing and technical integration with existing rail systems remain key challenges for the infrastructure project. In Southern Africa, South Africa has secured a €200 million concessional climate loan from Germany, alongside expanded cooperation on critical mineral and green energy. The funding will support investment in the country's power grid and renewable energy capacity. Officials say additional European funding for green hydrogen and battery value chains has also been extended. The agreement comes as Pretoria seeks to accelerate its energy transition and strengthen economic partnerships. Finally, Botswana has signed a series of energy and mineral exploration agreements with Oman as it seeks to diversify its economy beyond diamonds. The deals include joint mineral exploration, oil storage infrastructure, and renewable power cooperation. Authorities say the agreement targets unexplored areas covering roughly 70% of Botswana's territory. The move comes as falling diamond revenues push the country to expand its critical minerals such as copper, gold, and graphite. That's it for the African News Update this morning here on Razep Africa. We'll go for a short break. When we return, we'll get the conversation to climate change, where Nigeria is and what we can do to be better, especially as we are facing global crisis that has affected energy supply. We'll be back after this.